Good evening. Thanks for joining Trade Theology. I just wanted to do a market recap for today. It was a no trade day for me. I just didn't see it, and I didn't want to make stuff up, and I decided to not take any trades today. So I think that's okay. It's always good to practice self-control, and if you don't see it, don't take it. So. This morning I sat down around 7 a.m. So right when we had some, just broke this high right over here from 5, about 6 a.m. Just broke that high. And we started to come down. I wasn't so sure of it, just because it just looked kind of choppy in here. And I don't really like being in choppy trades. So I didn't get in that. And we do have some relative equal lows here that we ended up sweeping. So, by 7:20 and then 7:33 a.m., we had swept those lows. I was still, for some reason, I was not seeing it. It would have been a great entry, and I'll zoom in a bit here. We swept these lows, and this is a just about a double bottom there, and this bullish engulfing candle. And from there, we started chugging upwards, and I just couldn't see it. Um, so it would have been a great entry. I marked out some minor buy side liquidity here in 3 different places here. And this is a fair value gap that I've marked out from earlier that we had, again, tapped into. Um, and another great place that could have been an entry, and I've been noticing this more, is when you have a candle where you have a volume imbalance on both sides. So we've got this small candle. I mean, it seems small. We have this 8 a.m. kind of big candle that came down. It swept this minor sell side liquidity right here, and we pushed up 8 a.m. So just keep in mind the time when these things happen, right? 8 a.m. on the nose, it happened, and then we have this volume imbalance where we've got a gap in between the 8 a.m. candle and the 8:01 candle, the close and the open here, and then the same with the next candle and this next one. Actually, all of these we've got gaps. That would have been a telltale sign. We have a small fair value gap right here, and tapped into that right before the center of the fair value gap. So that would have been a great entry. Hindsight's always 2020, right? So we came up, swept this minor buy side liquidity, and made some more relative equal highs here. And if we look, um, let's see, on ES, we swept the relative equal highs from here as well. So we do have a confluence. We have a 1 hour high. This is also yesterday's, the previous day high and Asia high as well. So I had marked that out, and I was expecting that we were going to take that out, but that did not happen before 9:30. So 9:30 rolls around, which I was not on the charts. I was at work. I had stopped trading. Well, I didn't trade. I had stopped being on my computer, watching the charts, and yeah, we had a nice, push down, and the push was really just to take out this liquidity right here. I had these relative equal lows marked out when I sat down at 7 a.m., wondering when we were going to take those out. Of course, we take that out in the New York session at, 9:49, and then chug back up. And it's like, well, what's here? I don't know what's there. But if I look on ES, we actually tapped into let's see, a new week opening gap. That was the new week opening gap for Sunday, October 5th. So we had just, let me zoom in a little bit more for you here. We had tapped into that. Actually, we hit that third quadrant in it perfectly and just started to push away. So that was the significance in that area. Let's see if I go on maybe the 15-minute if we have another confluence there as well. Um, let's see. Oh, that was not today. That was the other day when it dumped about 1,000 points in one day. That was crazy. Um, so we're looking, where are we looking? This is where we're looking right here. Um, so if we were to have that fair value gap marked out from, I'll just call it dump day because man, that just moved quick. Yeah, we tapped into that fair value gap on from dump day. So I will go back to the 1 minute chart here. Where are we at now? We're all the way back up here where we tapped into that fair value gap. And also the confluence with ES tapping into the new week opening gap. And then we came down lower here. And of course, what did we do? We swept Asia lows, London lows. So what am I thinking is going to happen? Well, I'm looking to tap into this new week opening gap that we had on Sunday. That was huge. Sunday, October 12th. This new week opening gap is just enormous from here all the way to here. And we tapped into it on Tuesday, almost into the first quadrant, but we have all of this, about 3/4 of this, still untouched new week opening gap. So I am expecting it to come down there. I don't know if that's going to be before or after we take out these relative equal highs here. Um, but I do have an expectation to see that gap touched. So we will see. Thanks for watching.